Time for us to finally reach the Water Temple. Do you see the purple spot on the map in the lower left-hand corner? That's where the Water Temple is. You want to swim to that area and drop down to the bottom of Lake Hylia. By the way, I got a comment on my previous video telling me that it's pronounced Lake Hylia, not Hylia. Something along those lines. I'm not good at pronouncing things, and I'm not very good at swimming, so I'm using the iron boots to reach the floor of the lake. So this is a temple entrance, but you'll notice there's a rock in the way. And that totally doesn't rock, so I'm going to use water bombs. You want to use 2 water bombs. The first bomb is going to release a jet stream, and the second bomb is going to destroy the rock. So now that the rock is gone, we can swim directly into the Water Temple. The first room of the temple is very simple. It's just a tunnel. You want to swim through the tunnel. I believe it's faster to continually tap the A button, so that's how I'm swimming. We have enemies here, so at this point you want to dodge the enemies. And at the end of the tunnel, you just want to swim upwards. Again, while avoiding those electrical jellyfish. Get ready to take a nap, everybody. We're in Lakebed Temple. I'm going to guess it's a water bed. So here, what you want to do is grab that switch hanging from the ceiling. This opens the doors to the north. There are enemies in this room. There's also a treasure chest containing some bombs, but you can easily avoid them. Avoid the enemies, not the treasure chest. You probably want those bombs, right? Whoa! Everything is falling down. Whoa, that's treacherous! Whoa! Don't you think you should knock down the stalactites? Whoa! Get the horses in the stable. Okay, so Minna is saying that we want to use bomb arrows. Use the bomb arrows to hit those stalactites. And those create platforms for you. So, for example, this is a platform. What you want to do is use the platform to reach the next level. And use this stalactite as a platform to reach the next level. Yes, Link is reaching the next level! And he's going through the door. There's also a treasure chest there, which I ignored. I think I'm gonna ignore all the treasure chests in this dungeon. Oh yes, and this is the main room of the dungeon. You can think of it as a giant donut, and it's got several bridges, 5 different bridges. So you can think of the bridges as sprinkles on the donut, and it is a delicious dungeon. I mean, we're entering the main room here through this door, the only door in the dungeon with handles. Don't know why that's the only door with handles, but whatever. So, this room confuses people, because it's sort of a maze, and there are 6 different doors here, and you have to figure out which door to go through and what order to do them. Basically, standard Legend of Zelda Water Temple confusion. So, don't worry, the maze is only difficult here at the very beginning. What you want to do is go to floor 1, south. And in general, the maze is not as confusing as it could be, because the dungeon is split up into 2 halves. We have the left half and the right half. For our purposes, we will do the right half first. Okay, so like I said, you go to the south part of floor 1, you grab that lever to change the staircase. Now you're going up. Now you're going to go to floor 2, west, or left-hand side. Again, you're going to jump to grab that switch. And this is the end of the maze. All you have to do is go down the stairs, and you are going floor 1, right-hand side. And the way to figure that out is simply process of elimination. All the other doors lead nowhere, or they're locked. So this is really the only door which leads you somewhere. So this leads us to a carousel room. The carousel's not working right now, but we do have some stalactites. So you want to knock both of them down. I think I messed up on that one. Let me try again. Okay, much better. So you knock the stalactites down, then you go through this tunnel. You can also drop down to the floor, but going through the tunnel is easier. So go through the tunnel, you go across one of those stalactites you knock down, and now you swing around on the vines. Not like Tarzan, though. That would be cool if Link could swing around on vines like Tarzan. He'll be doing that later on in the game, just not now. And here, you want to use this stalactite geyser to jump to the treasure chests. I messed up. Let me try that again. If you do mess up, just climb onto the geyser when it's down, then wait for it to go up. Inside the treasure chest is a small key. And that's basically it for this room for now. I will return to the main room. Earlier I said that we would do the right-hand side of the dungeon first. Well, now we're going to do second floor, right-hand side. And it's pretty easy to figure this out on your own because it's the only room, it's the only door in this main room that's locked by a small key. We just got a small key, so obviously we go through the small key door. By the way, these enemies here, these pig-like enemies, they are called Helmosaurs. You'll be able to defeat them later on once you get the claw shot. The way to defeat them is hitting them on the unprotected backside. Ow! Hey! Ow! Don't hit me, sir! I was thinking! Mean old Tektite enemy interrupting my ruminating. Okay, so that's a treasure chest with bombs inside. Basically, the way the treasure chests work is that they have whatever you need. So if you need water bombs, you will get water bombs. If you're all full of water bombs, then you get normal bombs. If you're all full of water bombs and normal bombs, then you get arrows. So that's how it works. It basically will give you arrows or bombs, because in this room you needed the bomb arrows to destroy that stalactite. I think that's the final stalactite we have to destroy in this dungeon. And we have a switch over here, so we want to pull it. That opens up the doorway. And here at the end, that is a suspicious rock, so I'm going to destroy it with bomb arrows. Yep, totally suspicious rock. Ow! Mean Helmosaurs. And here we have a strange bug enemy. I'll call it a bugaboo, I'm sure it has a real name. What you want to do is use bomb arrows to destroy the bubble. And this is locked. This is locked, so we're... Ooh, arrows. Nice. This is locked, so we're going to go out through the other exit. And conveniently, there's just going to be a key here, right by a water wheel. Woohoo! Small key. Brilliant. And the alternate way of getting through this area, you know, I went the long way around. The alternate way is to go through the middle on top of these giant carousel things. It might be slightly faster just to go there and get the small key through the carousel, but it doesn't matter either way. Once you get the small key, go back to the room with the bug in the bubble. this is the main water source room for the dungeon. So in this room we have a switch over here that we want to pull, but we can't reach it right now because it's in the middle of nowhere. So instead we're going to reach these vines here. I like this room, but it is kind of a trek to get all the way up to the top. Yes, you have to go round and around in a giant circle for 2 floors. You can fight the enemies if you want. No, Bob, I don't want to fight the enemies. But Michael, fighting enemies is fun! I kind of disagree. I don't really like the enemies in this dungeon. I think that's the low point of the dungeon. Those water tektites and the helmosaurs. Michael, don't you love them? No, they're kind of tedious to fight. I just walk right past them. Michael, you're not a true Zelda fan. I know, Bob. I know. Ooh, you got more water bombs! Oh, okay. More water bombs. Fantastic. So here at the very, very top, what you want to do is climb the ladder and pull the switch. This gives the water. That is, water starts flowing down the slide, and do you see the treasure chest back there? Once you get the claw shot, you can reach that treasure chest in order to get 50 rupees. Now for the most exciting part of the dungeon, water slide! Hooray! Yay! Water slide! Oh man, this looks like so much fun. It reminds me of the episode of DuckTales where they had a slide made of gold dollar coins, and it was great. And I don't know, I just want to go on a water slide now. Oh yeah, and there's another switch here. Like I said, we wanted to reach that area. And now we've got water flowing throughout the right-hand side of the dungeon. Later on, we'll be doing the exact same thing on the left-hand side of the dungeon. So with the water flowing, that's why there are holes at the bottom of all the doors, so water can flow through them. So with the water flowing, we have the water wheel going. And you're supposed to go all the way back down to this room, now that the giant wheel is moving because of the water. I'm going to skip that by just falling down to the next room. That's so much faster than going back to the main room, going around, down the staircase, and back. So, now that the platforms are moving, what you want to do is jump to a platform. And I'll jump to this door over here. Oh no! Okay, I'll try again. Yeah, jumping here feels like something I would be able to do in real life, but in a video game I just can't angle myself correctly there. Oh well, in this room you want to ignore the door over there. That door just leads to a dead end. You want to turn and get a small key instead. A very large treasure chest for a very small key. Okay, so now back to the spinning platforms. Obviously, I'm going to ride it to the next doorway. And jump! Okay, whew, that looked kind of dangerous. So, this area has a small key, and we just got a small key, so obviously we're going to open the door. And this leads to a little cave, and if you'll notice the map in the lower left-hand corner, those 2 doors that we just went through are connected, so we are going to reach the northern area through this, through this little swimming area. I hate those Baronade enemies. Okay, so use a water bomb here. Those enemies are just destroying me. So, destroy the rock with the water bomb, and then just swim through this little tiny tunnel. Very simple, you swim all the way to the end of the tunnel. And I'm getting ready for the boss battle, because this room definitely has a mini-boss battle. As soon as you climb up out of the hole, you want to look up at the ceiling. And there's the mini-boss. It's a giant frog. This reminds me of the Wart mini-boss in the Water Temple from Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Because you sort of have like those eyeball things which you need to defeat. So the first part of the battle is fighting all these fish eyeball frog thingies. Fortunately, lots of them drop hearts, so if you're low on health, you can easily get hearts from them. Then the frog jumps up to the ceiling, and what you want to do here is you want to roll out of the way, because the frog is going to fall down from the ceiling. If the frog doesn't land on you, you can attack its tongue like it's going out of style. And now it burps at us. So when it's burping, use bomb arrows. And then destroy the tongue. Okay, one more round ought to do it. Let's see if it burps again. Haha, frog! Burping is your doom. So that defeats the evil frog monster, and we get the item of the dungeon, the claw shot. It's the claw shot! The claw at the end of the long chain, which you can use with X or Y. You can latch on to various areas and get pulled to them. Just like this. Claw shot target over here. Claw yourself to it, which pulls down the switch and opens up these doors. You can also go up or down on the claw shot with the little chain there. So now we're done with the right-hand side of the dungeon. Let's return to the main room. As you can see, the main room is being filled up with water. Now we could use the staircase, but we don't have to play around with the staircase anymore. We have the claw shot. So that will let us get all the way around this room. Whoa, treasure chest. The claw shot will help us get all the way around the room without using the staircase. So, we're going to the left-hand side of the dungeon now. So, left-hand side, floor number 1. And let me show you something. If you tried to go through the left-hand side earlier, either the top or the bottom level, you would get trapped by this water wheel. See the water wheel? Yeah, it's not moving. So that's why you had to do the right-hand side of the dungeon first. The left-hand side of the dungeon was completely blocked by a water wheel. But no more, now that we have the claw shot. That pulls the staircase in this direction, and the water flows through the door. This is fantastic. You know, normally when I want to turn on the waterworks, I watch a really sad episode of my soap opera. But yeah, turning around the staircase works just as well. This is sort of like the right-hand side of the dungeon, where we have these spinning carousel platforms that aren't actually spinning, and I am not close enough to claw shot that thing. So let me try to get a little bit closer. Want a claw shot of that, and then go down here to the treasure chest. Nice. Ow, hey, I was trying to get a treasure chest. It's hard for Link to get himself positioned correctly in front of the treasure chest because he's got those giant flippers on his feet. So, yeah. Okay, so here, you want to go over to the vines, and you want to go left, left, not down. Let me try that again. Yes, you want to spin around, not down. Link, I told you, not down. Around. Oh, apparently Link's flippers are giving him trouble climbing vines, too. So, you want to go to the next group of vines here. I suppose alternately you could have just tried to go through the second floor on the left-hand side, but hey, vine climbing is fun. And you reach the final... No! Quit going down, Link! No. I promise you, I'm pressing left on the control stick. I don't know why Link is going down. Anyway, you go from vine to vine to vine. And then go up over here. So let's see. I actually am going to have to use bomb arrows again. Use them over to get the claw shot. Misspeaking. Kill this stalactite here. And you can ride it on the geyser to get over the wall. Ow! Oh, well that was just not fair. Okay, so here use the claw shot to reach the door. And similar to the right-hand side of the dungeon, we have a water source room. Let's see. I want to use the claw shot. Ah, missed. Use the claw shot over here. And this room is kind of filled with water. It needs a little bit more, so we're gonna go all the way up to the top. This is just like the other room, except minor differences, different enemies. We have Helmasaur enemies here instead of the Tektites. I forget if I mentioned it or not, but the way to defeat the Helmasaurs is to use the claw shot. That gets rid of their armor, and then they're exposed and you can easily defeat them. And I am not good with the claw shot. I just cannot aim with this claw shot. But what you want to do is claw shot over that big gap there. Here's another gap where you want to claw shot. Okay, that went better. We're almost at the top here. Oh. So we've got a treasure chest. Bombs! Hooray! I should be all loaded up on bombs now. So what you want to do is climb up the ladder and again pull the switch in order to get a bunch of water, but I want to try to claw shot that target. Because that treasure chest gives you the compass. But I missed it, so let me try a different angle. I'll try to get a little bit closer. Still can't target it? Wow. Huh. That's just weird. Here, let me get... Oh! Let me get closer and... Ah! Okay, fine. I do not need the compass. Forget the compass. I'm going on my slide. I have a feeling the slide is the only reason Link is trying to save Hyrule. He really wants to play on his slide, and, you know, saving Princess Zelda and everything is cool. We haven't seen her in, what, 6 hours of gameplay? But, you know, it's cool we're saving her. I just think the slide is even cooler. Just saying, Link has strange motivations. Strange motivations. So, claw shot here is not working because I'm too close to the wall. I am just having all sorts of claw shot failure here. Okay, good, good, good. No, oh no, Link, wrong direction, wrong direction. Okay, just drop down and go through the other door here. This room, we have a treasure chest in the middle of the water. Ow! That has 20 rupees, so if you want to get 20 rupees, use that treasure chest. And I go through the water wheel here. Back to the main room. Now that we've turned on the water, the giant carousels are moving. So, we do want to go back to the main room and go through the main room and then go down a floor and reach that area. But that's kind of difficult. It's easier just to fall. Not like that though. Let me try it again. I fell on the wrong side. So as opposed to going back to the main room, it's easier to fall down the floor. That's what I was trying to say. And I desperately need hearts. Okay, now I'm over half health. That's great. Now we have the puzzle of using the claw shot to reach the one target here. And it's really difficult because I'm not good with the claw shot, but it's also difficult because you need to anticipate where the target will be. You don't want to shoot at where the target is, you want to shoot at where the target will be when your claw reaches it. Okay, so, you get to the target, and then you just ride over here to the other side of the room. Then you do the exact same thing, and there's a platform over my head, blocking my view. Not cool. Okay, perfect shot that time. Believe it or not, I cut out a minute of footage of me trying and failing to reach that first target. And now Link can just go up and down. Up, down, up, down. Everybody do the claw shot dance. This leads us to what is probably the most tricky area. Well, maybe not the most tricky area, but I found it the most tricky area. It's a maze. It's an underwater maze. So there are different levels to the maze. So let's see, I want to swim through here. And I don't swim down there. Do I swim up here? Okay, that is leading nowhere. So I believe I'm gonna have to swim here. No, there's nothing there. This is why I say it's difficult. I'm just not good with mazes, especially three-dimensional mazes, and aha! Found it. So this area needs it needs the bomb, the water bomb, and you'll notice there's a fish that looks like a water bomb. It's actually a bomb fish, believe it or not. So you can set off the bomb fish to destroy this rock if you don't have any water bombs. Actually, I think that was perfect. That was a perfect hit on the water bomb fish. Okay, that creates a new tunnel in the maze. Let's see, this is a tunnel that you do not want to go down. You might think about going down the tunnel, but no, that is wrong. What you want to do is destroy this rock, perhaps? Well, we got the victory music, so that must have been correct. And we go through here. Now you just swim up to the top. And thank goodness that is the end of the maze. It leads you to this door. This door over here on the south. And here you can either fight the enemy or just use the claw shot. Claw shot to the ceiling and then drop down to reach the big key. So that's basically it for exploration of this dungeon. We've been everywhere. We've done everything. Michael, you forgot to get the pieces of heart. I did? Yes, you did, Michael. Oh my goodness. So let me go back to the main room of the dungeon and get those pieces of heart really quick. The main room is now being filled with water from the left-hand side, so we can reach the temple boss's door, which was right over there. But like I said, I want to get the final pieces of heart. Well, not final pieces of heart. Michael, you don't know what you're doing, do you? No, I'm just going to put on the iron boots and dance around. Also, I'm going to open up this treasure chest to get the dungeon map. Michael, why are you getting the dungeon map at the very end of the dungeon? I don't know, Bob. I forgot to get it earlier. Okay? Michael, do you want me to take over the commentary for a while? Sure, that would be fine, Bob. Okay, so now that we have water coming in from the left-hand side, what you want to do is go to the first floor, right-hand side. Pull the staircase so the water is flowing from the left to the right. This will fill up the room with the giant spinning machines. You might have noticed earlier that there was a bridge on the floor. The water will lift the bridge up to the water level. So now you can swim directly to the bridge and cross it. Now, in order to get the piece of the heart, you want to step on the switch on the floor and use your claw shot to reach the target on the wall. This can be difficult because sometimes there are enemies that try to fight you, such as this enemy right here. And that is piece of heart number 1. That's okay, Bob. I can take over from here. No, thank you, Michael. I'll keep doing the commentary. No, Bob,
here,
you should
let me take
Michael,
over. I'm taking
Michael.
over. This is my video walkthrough.
Fine. Thank you. So, the final piece of heart is on the chandelier in this room. What you want to do is use the claw shot to reach it. Hooray! Okay, so, for the boss battle. Oh, by the way, there's a treasure chest down there that you can open if you use the iron boots, if you want to, but, the boss battle is not here. Where is it? It's somewhere here. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, what you want to do is use your big key to open the door and drop down here to fight the boss battle. Just to be on the safe side of things, I am going to get myself a fairy in a bottle. Because it's a fairy in a bottle and it's gonna bring life. Ow, what the? Did I just get hit from behind while I was getting a fairy? In this battle, you are going to need the claw shot and the iron boots. I'm having a little bit of inventory trouble here. See, there are just a lot of different items we have available. It's hard to find just one. And we're only coming up on the halfway point of the game right now, aren't we? So I imagine we're going to have 6 or 7 more items by the time the game is finished. So, here at the very beginning, you want to drop down to the floor with the iron boots. Now we get to see the evil monster. Aha! It's an eyeball. Oh, and it's in a tentacle. It looks like this is going to be the Morpha battle from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Wait a minute. Oh no! It's more feel! So this is like the Morpha battle mixed with a giant eel. So we have giant tentacles here, and what you want to do is claw shot to the eyeball, which is inside the tentacles. So where is that? There it is. Okay, so L target the eyeball, claw shot it, and then hit it with your sword. Morphle is going to spit out a bunch of bomb fish at you, but it's really simple to deal with them. Just hit them with your shield. Or, you know, set them off prematurely by using the claw shot. Or just ignore them entirely, which is what I'm doing. Something you shouldn't ignore are those tentacles. If you get too close to Morphle, Morphle will just grab you with the tentacle and put you inside its mouth. So, swim away. No. Don't put on the iron boots and then fall down to the ground. No. Take off the iron boots and swim away. Now I think I'm at a safe enough distance. Let me try the claw shot thing again. And there I am, hitting away the bomb fish with my shield. As you see, it's a perfectly acceptable way to keep safe. If you try to hit them with your sword, it's not so good because then they'll explode, and, you know, there's the possibility they'll explode right next to you. So, that was the first phase of the boss. Basically, you claw shot to the eye and you hit it, just like the Morpha battle in Ocarina of Time. Now we have the eel part of the Morphle battle. What you want to do is swim around and hit the eyeball on Morphle's back. So get rid of your iron boots here. Now, obviously what you want to do is swim above the eyeball so you can claw shot it. I had a bad angle there. Gonna try again. Man, you know, Morphle swims very quickly, so it's kind of hard to be in the correct position, but that worked there. Great. So once you claw shot to the eye, you want to hit it 4 times. You want to repeat this process 3 times, so 3 rounds of hitting the eyeball defeats the boss. Fortunately for you, the boss doesn't really try to attack you. It basically just swims around. So, as long as you stay out of range of the boss's mouth, you'll be fine. You don't really have to worry about being attacked during this phase of the battle. So, overall, I like this battle. It's clearly based off the Morpha battle from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. But I'd say it's a little bit better. It's better because you've got a second phase and it's more fun. So, I approve. This gets an Arglethump stamp of approval. Meanwhile, all those missed claw shots do not get my stamp of approval. Those are just bad. And that's it. The boss should be defeated. The boss has had enough, and it just smashes into a wall, which drains all of the water out of the room. I don't know where the water drains to, because we're underneath a lake, so unless there's a big air bubble somewhere... Yeah, this is a question. Where does all the water drain to? I don't know, and I suppose it's not important. We have defeated the boss, and that gives us the final Fused Shadow. Now, in case you've forgotten, we were getting all of these Fused Shadows for Midna. They're the ancient evil power, which she needs to defeat the Usurper King Zant. Don't resent me for all I've put you through. I kind of resent you, Midna. You've just forced me to do all of your chores for you. Basically, that's all you've done, is you've made me your chore monkey. Aww, and now she's apologizing for bossing us around all the time without explaining anything. Okay, Midna, I accept your apology. And besides, we're at the end, so we are going to defeat the evil King Zant in the next video. Either that or Zant will not be defeated, and the game will continue with several more dungeons. I wonder what's gonna happen. I also wonder how Minda can warp out of boss rooms, but not into boss rooms.